This is a special edition of K2 News on your side.
Well, the teachers union in Portland Public Schools remain at the bargaining table on day 3 of a strike. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for this digital edition of K2 News, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn. Today, members of the state legislature weighed in on the strike in support of the teachers. The district also gave an update on the bargaining. K2's Emily Gersh is live at district headquarters now. And Emily, the superintendent says there seems to be a misunderstanding in the funding that's available, right?
Yeah, Steve, well, earlier today, a person with the union said that the district has more than $100 million in its reserves. Now, a spokesperson for the district said that of that money, about half of it is already included in this year's budget, and the other half is being kept in an emergency fund. On Monday, state lawmakers joined members of the teachers union in asking Portland Public Schools to find more money in its budget for teachers and classrooms. Senator Elizabeth Steiner said the legislature provided more than $10 million in record funding for the state school fund in March, which is what PPS Superintendent Guadalupe Guerrero asked for.
But I think the district needs to look hard at whether they added positions or programs with one-time funds that have turned into ongoing expenses.
Superintendent Guerrero says the $10.2 billion funded the current service levels, which have gone up with inflation. He says to meet teachers' demands, the district either needs more revenue or to make reductions, which he says it is currently considering.
Our current proposal will require PPS to make $51 million in cuts over the next 3 years. It'll require the one-time reserves being used, bringing us down to our minimum. Already, we have begun to contemplate what those reductions might look like, beginning with the central office administration taking a hard look at where it needs to make reductions. So once again,
now, at this time, both sides remain at the bargaining table. A spokesperson for the district said families can expect to hear by 7 p.m. tonight whether there will be school tomorrow. Live in Portland, Emily Gersh, K2 News.
All right, Emily, thank you for that. Also tonight, we are under a storm tracker weather alert as gusty winds and heavy rain have knocked out power, even brought down a few trees throughout the metro area. This is a live look from the standard camera, and it's been on and off rain and plenty of wind as well. Meteorologist Dave Selesky joins us now. When do you expect things to start calming down, Dave?
They're starting to wind down right now, Steve. We'll keep continuing to wind down overnight tonight, so we'll get rid of that storm tracker weather alert, I think, between now and about 7, 8 o'clock this evening as things do begin to taper down. But that being said, still widespread showers across the area, and some of those showers have been rather heavy at times. You can look at radar now over the last few hours. We have been seeing some thunder showers popping up along the Oregon coast, in the Coast Range, also in parts of the Willamette Valley. But again, the heavier precipitation is now moving off towards the north-northeast. Now, that being said, showers will stay in the forecast overnight tonight. Our camera at the touch mark recorded this beautiful, as you can see, time lapse here of these showers just moving on through the area throughout the afternoon hours. Heavier shower right there up over Hillsborough, pushing off towards northeast. But again, showers will be winding down as the atmosphere begins to cool and stabilizes a little bit overnight tonight. Those showers back in the forecast again tomorrow, but not as intense as today. Look at our 24-hour rainfall amount. Here in Portland, 1.14 inches of rain, over an inch of rain down in Salem. There you have over 3/4 of an inch of rain last 24 hours at Newport. The Dalles, almost 1/3 of an inch, over 1/4 of an inch of rain out in Pendleton, and out in Central Oregon, Redmond, 7/100 of an inch precipitation there in the last 24 hours. Now again, we will stay under a wind advisory for the remainder of the afternoon up to about 7 o'clock this evening for the potential of seeing strong gusty south winds with peak wind gusts upwards of 35 to 40 miles an hour. So far, the highest wind gusts we've seen in the metropolitan area have been in the low 30-mile-per-hour range, but it's been fairly breezy out there. And like you said, Steve, there have been some down power lines and some trees and branches coming down across the area. So 3 things to know going into the evening hours. Again, out there this evening are Cameron Stoller Estates. Again, we'll have that wind advisory up through 7 o'clock this evening. Still levels will be lowering in the Cascades. And the good news is fewer showers on tap for tomorrow on Tuesday. I'll have the forecast for you, Steve, in about 10 minutes. Back over to you.
We'll see you in 10, Dave. Thank you for that. Also, we are learning more today about the 2 teenagers hit and killed by a MAX train over the weekend. Portland police say Caleb Banzer and Braden Fear, both 19 years old, were hit after jumping over a barrier into a restricted area. K2's Megan Ellison joins us live now outside of MAX Station in Northeast Portland. And Megan, what do we know about all this?
Well, Steve, police tell us a Green Line train hit and killed those teens after they jumped over a barrier near Interstate 84 to retrieve a car part. Officers say they went into that restricted area after a high-speed crash. Now, PPB is looking at how they can prevent these kinds of incidents. Portland police tell us they were first notified when a car crashed on Interstate 84 near Northeast 28th Avenue on Saturday. Officers say 2 teenagers then got out of the car and jumped over a barrier to retrieve a car part. They were hit and killed by an oncoming MAX train. I asked the chief why they did that and what the car part was. PPB did not have those answers when describing the scene.
You know, very difficult situation for a lot of people. A lot of trauma, very graphic from what I've been told, and very challenging scene to manage.
Portland police tell us they believe the driver was speeding when the car crashed. This comes as fatal crashes are on the rise in Portland this year. The interim police chief says now his team is looking at the traffic division to evaluate the effectiveness of these officers. Day says they'll also look at where the officers are placed and if other tools are needed.
I'm not a believer that it has to be solely enforcement based. You know, warnings, visibility, have a proven track record of slowing people down and limiting crashes.
PPB tells us they've also spoken with Oregon State Police to see if they can assist with traffic enforcement. I did reach out to TriMet to ask how common it is for people to end up on the tracks, as well as how MAX operators look out for these kinds of incidents. We're still waiting to hear back, so I'll make sure to follow up in the days ahead. Live in Northeast Portland, Megan Allison, K2 News.
All right, let us know, Megan. Thank you. Also, police continue to investigate a deadly shooting in Cathedral Park. They found a woman dead around 5:30 Sunday morning. Her identity has not been released. No suspects have been arrested. If you know anything about this, contact Portland police. And 2 weeks after a pedestrian was hit and killed by a car, the driver accused of hitting them is under arrest. 39-year-old Vashaya Pak had been in the hospital since the October 21st crash. He's accused of speeding and being drunk when he hit 66-year-old James Fenimore at East Burnside and 82nd. Pak faces multiple charges, including second-degree manslaughter and DUI. One person died, another was taken to the hospital after an early morning fire in the Gateway neighborhood. Witnesses reported hearing explosions and seeing fire at the home near Northeast Broadway and 122nd Avenue. Fire crews responded and found a 66-year-old man dead inside the home. The survivor suffered minor burns and smoke inhalation. The cause of the fire has not been determined. Investigators say home oxygen tanks led to the reported explosions. They also say the home had no working smoke alarms. This is new tonight. A child in Multnomah County has tested positive for lead in their blood after eating a recalled fruit pouch. The health department says the child consumed the pouch in the last 30 days. They're now encouraging parents or caregivers who think their children may have been exposed to consider getting their child tested. Now, the recall includes these Wanabana apple cinnamon fruit puree pouches, which are sold by Amazon, Costco, and Dollar Tree. The other 2 brands pictured are sold at stores in the Midwest and on the East Coast. A spokesperson for the health department says there's one thing in common with all the tainted pouches.
What I can say right now is that the evidence is that cinnamon seems to be the common element between all of these products. So we don't have currently any indications that other flavors have been involved in this.
Again, parents who think their child consumed any of the recalled fruit pouches should talk to their health care provider about a blood test. We have more information posted on our website, KATU.com. A national trial to help find new treatments for autism is looking for new families to sign up. Medical reporter Liz Bonus tells us about the SPARK study.
Hey there, everybody. The SPARK study is for all individuals in the U.S. with a diagnosis of autism and their family members. Those who are participating say the support around this program can be life-changing.
I like drawing. I like drawing the most.
Brianna Patterson is part of the SPARK study. So is her mom, Natasha, and her brother, Xavier. Both Xavier and Brianna are on the autism spectrum.
She was very, very shy, but now she's opened up a lot more. I love that, I can help him grow and improve.
So SPARK is the largest autism study in the United States. It's looking at genetic underlying causes of autism, primarily to discover treatments.
To sign up, you go online and request a kit like this.
If you want to sign up from anywhere in the U.S., you can.
You then send it back with a cheek swab for genetic review.
Yeah, so there's genes that have been identified that previously were not known to be related to autism.
The hope now is to continue to expand. Rebecca Schaefer, a clinical psychologist at Ohio's Cincinnati Children's Hospital, told me they need more families of color.
You know, it's really important that when we're doing research that everyone is represented in the group that we're studying and that we're including, so that we know that results apply to everyone.
That's one of the reasons Risha Young and her daughter Grace have signed up.
Grace has had a long journey, but she's come a long way.
Young coordinates an autism support group called Autism and We.
We have links online for anyone, anywhere to sign up and get more information. I'm medical reporter Liz Bonus. Back to you.
Well, this Saturday's Veterans Day. To honor them, several organizations are waiving fees for veterans and their families. That includes the Oregon Zoo. Free admission will be offered to both active and retired service members, along with up to 3 members of your family. That's good for this Friday and Saturday. Also, the Bureau of Land Management is waiving day use fees at places like Yaquina Head, Cape Blanco Lighthouse, and the Wildwood Recreation Site. A ceremony to honor Oregon veterans will be held Saturday at the State Capitol Park in Salem. That's directly outside the Capitol building. That celebration begins at 11 a.m. And whenever we're talking about anything outdoors this week, we got to talk about the weather. And Dave Selesky here to tell us what we can expect.
More wet weather, I think, especially towards the latter part of the week. And we've had, of course, tremendous amounts of rain the last 24 hours, last couple of days around the area. So here are the top 3 things to know. Number 1, showers. Possible thunder showers going in the early evening hours. Our wind advisory will stay posted till 7 o'clock tonight. And snow levels tonight and tomorrow on Tuesday will be lowering in the Cascades, perhaps down to about the 4,500-foot level. In the meantime, a bit of a break, as you can see now from our live camera at the Inn at Spanish Head, Lincoln City. Not bad at all out there. Overcast skies, but the rain has let up, at least temporarily. 56 degrees now, the temperature on the Oregon coast there. And, of course, downtown Portland up on top of Unico US Bancorp. Again, similar story. Overcast skies, 56 the temperature. Wind is let up a little bit now. It's out of the south at 11 miles an hour. Humidity sitting at 77%. Here are the highs today. We hit 58 here in Portland. I've got some problems with reporting equipment in Astoria. So no report there. I don't know what happened to Vancouver. 57 the high temperature for Tillamook. 57 as well for the Dalles. Salem, you were 55 with all that rain down there today. East of Cascades, a tad bit warmer in Pendleton at 62 degrees and 56 this afternoon out east in the Baker City area. All right, so what's going to happen overnight tonight and going into tomorrow on Tuesday? So again, between now and tomorrow, a tropical low pressure will stay in place across the Pacific Northwest. So we'll have rain shower on and off tomorrow, but mainly showers the first part of the day. Those showers should be winding down by the afternoon. There's the snow in the Cascades above the 4,500-foot level. You can see by Tuesday evening, a few leftover scattered showers, but higher pressure begins to arrive late Tuesday going into Wednesday, and that means dry weather from Tuesday night all day Wednesday, and even think at least the first part of the day on Thursday before that ridge of high pressure moves out to the east, and yet another system drops into the northwest going into Thursday evening, and from Thursday into Friday, and from Friday likely into the weekend as well. Now, our next 24-hour forecast, on their hour-by-hour forecast for rain, say maybe upwards of 4 to 5/10 of an inch of rain across the area. I do think our computer models may be a little aggressive on this, perhaps more likely upwards of a 1/4 of an inch to maybe a 1/3 of an inch of rain over the next 24 hours because of the spotty shower precipitation. In the Cascades, with that snow coming down, maybe upwards of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches of snow in the Cascades over the next 24 hours. Again, more at the higher elevations, at the higher pass levels. Your forecast tomorrow for the coast, partly cloudy skies, showers still breezy, but again, the showers not as intense as they were today and not as windy as it was today. You have wind gusts out of the northwest about 10 to 20 miles an hour, maybe a gust to 30 in the afternoon. Moving now into the Willamette Valley. Partly sunny skies. There'll be some scattered rain showers. Still cool, though. 55 tomorrow in Troutdale, 52 for McMinnville. Winds will be out of the west, only about 5 to 15 miles an hour. In the Gorge and the Cascades, showers and breezy. Snow level about 4,500 feet. 53 for your high tomorrow for the Dalles, 37 for Government Camp. And of course, on the east side of the Cascades, mostly cloudy skies with rain showers. 42 and 51, the low and the high in Pendleton. 34 and 46, the low and the high in Bend in the next 24. Now here's the 7-day forecast. And again, tonight, 48 for the low. Tomorrow with the rain showers, 54 degrees. Those showers, though, decreasing in the afternoon. Dry skies for you on Wednesday. Mostly dry until later in the day on Thursday. And pretty soggy on Friday and on Saturday. Showers in the forecast on Sunday and next Monday. So out of the next 7 days, looks about 5.5 of them are going to be on the damp side.
Not a bad looking forecast,
Okay.
all in all.
For November.
Yeah, for November, exactly. We're back with more local news tonight, right after Monday Night Football. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. We'll see you later on.